Pardon me. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Wow, I don't think you guys can hear me. I think I was on mute the whole time. Pardon me for that, guys. But yes, I am calling this game. Tell the guys, tell them to get right back in the booth. Could y'all hear me the whole time? If y'all could. Okay, now you can. Yeah, tell the guys, get back in the booth. I am here. Adrian Robinson, turn around. Good. I was talking that whole time, guys. I can't believe. Cannot believe my mic wasn't on. Jaden Carter with the rock. He's pushing it up. This kid is super athletic, but he is a defensive guy. Got to keep an eye on him. Quinn to Madison once again. Madison surveying the floor. Madison looking like he's trying to boogie. Madison to Adrian Robinson. And Adrian Robinson is really going to be that bread and butter. Has a mismatch right now, but good defense. Can't say a mismatch really, because that guy is a power forward that's guarding him. He just looks a lot smaller than Adrian Robinson, but don't let the size fool you. Shout out to my guy Carlos Luzon in the building, and there goes the shot, but off the mark. Quinn pushing it up the floor. Quinn to Madison. Word of God looking pretty good right now. I'm liking the ball movement. I'm liking the composure of Word of God. Nice move right there from Pharaoh Reigns. Oh my God. Did you guys just see that Euro step? That right there was beautiful, and the Combine Academy goats are going to call a timeout. Early on, Combine has been going elsewhere. I don't know if that's going to be a strategy they want to keep up with. They got to get this kid, Grant Austin Sims, the ball. Grant Austin Sims needs the rock, guys. That kid is a bucket. So I'm going to be very interested to see how this thing fares and how they get Grant Austin Sims involved, because I think he is going to be a pivotal part of them winning this championship game. However, they do have some pretty good defenders in Pharaoh Reigns and Jaden Carter. So, and Jay-Sean Carter, is it? No, it was Jaden Carter, pardon me. So let's see. There we go. Grant Austin Sims with the rock. And did he pick up the charge? Yes, he did. Word of God looking like they came prepared for gas in this one. Early on, though. Still very early. Didn't get too many touches. But in this first quarter, halfway through, gas has been quiet. Shout out to my guy, DJ Evans in the building. Yes, sir. Madison with the rock. Madison to Carter. Carter surveying the floor. Let's see. Carter to Quinn. Okay, I'm liking Word of God pacing themselves right now, trying to see what they got. Pharaoh Reigns wants the lean in three. I think he made that one a bit difficult. And Combine Academy is on a scoring drought in the last 3 minutes. Let's see if they can hit one forward, shooting the deep three, but that one is off the mark. I don't like the call there, if I'm being completely honest. But now Pharaoh Reigns with it. Let's see what Pharaoh Reigns can do. Pharaoh Reigns to Madison. Madison trying to survey the floor now. Madison gets it to Quinn. Quinn goes with a leaning midi. Ew. Don't like that. Not sure why he even took that. Gas with the rock now. Let's see what Gas elects to do. Gas has the mismatch. Are they going to help, or are they going to let Gas break this guy down? Okay, Gas gets it out to Wade. Wade working on Carter. Carter's locked down. Got to watch him. Sailors with the rock. Sailors, nice move. Nice pass. And oh my God, what a dunk right there from number 42 of Combine Academy. That slam right there with some authority. He looked pretty angry with that one. Due to the size, we were told that he got the start. I don't think he's even usually a starter. Nice move right there from Quinn. And Quinn is going to get himself in the books with that one. 4-9 in favor of Word of God. Let's see what Word of God has. Wade with the rock. Wade surveying the floor. He gets it to Sailors. Sailors, good ball movement right here. Step back from Sailors, but tries to go up. No foul call by the ref. The refs are going to let him play. And Word of God going to come up with the steal. That's a turnover right there. I don't know if that's considered a steal or a block, but either way it works. Madison for 3, and it is good. 12 points for Word of God, and that is the second 3 for Madison in this one. 12-4. And of course, them Combine guys are going to want to call a timeout early because the momentum is getting away from them. Don't want to let Word of God start to apply that pressure too early, or things could go left in a hurry, fellas. Word of God has to get it together. On the inbound, Bill with the rock. Let's see what Bill has. Bill gets it to Nelson. Nelson trying to get in that paint. Nothing doing for Nelson. Nelson wants the screen. Nelson for three. He can hit that off the mark from the small power forward Nelson. And now O'Brien trying to put a move on. O'Brien gets it out to Pharaoh Reigns for the three, and it is Swiss cheese, nothing but net for Pharaoh Reigns on that shot. I told you, gotta watch out for this kid. This kid put in a lot of work, a lot of potential here in the SBA. Nelson with the rock. Nelson off the screen. Let's see what Nelson elects to do. Nelson trying to go, but good defense from O'Brien. Another step back three from Nelson. Can he hit? No good, and Nelson is ice cold in this one. Pharaoh to O'Brien. O'Brien through the lane. Spin now, and O'Brien throws the alley, and Quinn with the slam right there. Whoa. Did you guys see that? Shout out to my guy Ariel Severio in the building. Bill going to the holder. Little guy skipping through that lane, and he's going to get a bucket on Pharaoh Reigns. Great move right there from Bill. Bill showing he could be a crafty scorer for Combine Academy off that bench. A minute left in his first quarter. Quinn to Pharaoh. Another good look, and Pharaoh is 2 for 2 from the three-point line, giving us a little celebration there. The Holy Rams are 4 for 5 from the three-point line in this first quarter, only missing one. They are picking their shots wisely and knocking them down, and now Combine Academy entering right back. They gave him that three because he missed two and he was ice cold, but wide open. He says, I'm not going to miss that one on the catch and shoot. Pharaoh gets the ball stolen away from him, and now Combine Academy trying to turn things around, finally getting some offense going. A bit late here in this first, but better late than never. Nelson with the rock. Nelson a bit of a point forward for Combine Academy, and that's why I like this kid's game. I'm telling you guys, keep an eye on him. 7 seconds left, and look at Nelson Boogie, power forward, smaller guy, but I'm telling you, this kid has game. Nice move right there from Nelson, and he's going to draw the foul and head to the penny counter for two. 9 to 20, guys. 9 to 20, 11-point game. Nelson with a chance to go to the line and trim this lead here in this first quarter, but Combine Academy is definitely going to have to wake up. Pardon me too on the on the energy, guys. Can't be too high energy. Like I said, I'm still fighting a little cold or a little under the weather, sinus infection. Not sure what you want to call it, but he misses the first free throw and can't cut this to a 10-point lead. Gotta count your pennies, young fella. Gotta count your pennies. Shout out to my guy Kennard Roden. 10 to 20. 1 second left in this first. Is Pharaoh gonna heave one? No, he's gonna hold it. And Word of God up by 10 points at the end of the first quarter. Let me get those tools in the chat. SBA community, drop those tools in the chat. Pharaoh Reigns, 2 big threes. He's 2 for 2 from the three-point line right now. And let's see if he can pick up where he left off in this second quarter. Pharaoh Reigns and Grant Austin Sims are 2 guys that I'm watching in this matchup. Shout out to Coach Honcho in the building. Coach Honcho got this Word of God team ready. They definitely look like they came out prepared and ready to go. And of course, Coach Honcho, man, really been in the lab, putting in that work, had a few scrimmages, sent in a solid game plan. And let's see how his team fares. Let's see if his team pays him back. Carter locked down right there on, what was that? Was that Pierce right there with the rock? Yeah, I believe that was Pierce who got blocked. Pharaoh Reigns now with it. Let's see what Pharaoh has. Pharaoh wants to get it to Madison. Madison trying to skip through. He hop steps, gets it to Adrian, and Adrian Robinson, A-Rob dancing after the layup. Gotta love the energy from my guy A-Rob right there, hitting the little Harlem Shake after the basket. This kid, Adrian Robinson, is a big problem. I'm going to let you guys know that right now. 22-10 in favor of Word of God. Adrian Robinson haven't had to do too much because his team is kind of controlling things right now. Wade with the rock. Wade to McBride. Good ball movement from Combine Academy right now, but they got to get something going. The defense of Word of God has been really stifling them. Nice hezzy into the three from Pierce, but that one no good. Madison to Carter. Carter, what do you got? Carter Jr., pardon me. Carter Jr. to Reigns. Farrell looking to set it up. Farrell, the point guard of this team, setting up the play. He gets Carter on the three. No good, and that is not Carter's strong suit at all. Guess they still going to elect to give him a try on it, but that is definitely not his play style. Wade's trying to skip through. Great move right there from Wade, but even better defense from Madison as that one is off the mark right there. A-Rob skipping through, but McBride with the great defensive effort, and McBride's trying to clamp down on A-Rob right now. That's what I like to see. A-Rob is a highly ranked guy. So McBride trying to get his name out there. Generic McBride trying to show what he could do against some of the best guys. Wade skipping through, and he misses the layup. Gas saying that his guys got to give him the ball right now, and I would agree with him. I would definitely agree as Fletcher is headed to the line for 2 free throws. Fletcher was ranked in that top 30, but seemed to have fallen off. Coach even taking some of his minutes, and it's been a tale of two halves of the state play. I don't think he was ranked pretty high, kind of fell down during in-state play, and Coach Honcho didn't elect to even start Fletcher, I don't think, tonight. So that's very interesting. In the state championship, Fletcher, who was ranked in the top 30, he's still a generic, but he didn't even get didn't even get the start today. Grant Austin Sims, what you got? Let's see. It's looking like they're going to run a lot of plays right now and not running them through Grant Austin Sims. Not sure why for Combine Academy, but I don't know if that's going to be a winning recipe. Shot off the mark right there. And Carter with the rock. He moves it to Fletcher. Fletcher to Quinn. Looks like they want Madison open again, and Madison another three. But off the mark. Can't knock that one down. Good ball movement right here from Combine Academy. They're trying to push it up, but good defense from Carter Jr. on that one. And is that going the other way? Yes, it is. Word of God with another tough defensive possession. And you gotta love the defense from Word of God in this one. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And let me get a hashtag HS1, guys. Madison, 3, and another 3 is good from this guy, Madison, the generic. Madison, unranked generic, trying to get his name out there in this state championship game. Coach Honcho told me to watch out for this guy, and this guy is doing his thing. Quinn with the block. Combine Academy is getting exposed right now in this first half. They got Grant Austin Sims pretty much on clamps right now, and the rest of the Combine Academy team with Grant Austin Sims on clamps is looking out of it. They're trying to deny Grant Austin Sims the ball. They're not trying to let him get involved offensively, and I know he's not happy about this. Sailors called for the foul. 2 free throws on the way, and that one off the mark. Can't count his pennies. Ill. See if he can knock down his second free throw. He is definitely gonna want to help his team build on this lead and get in the books in the state chip, and yes, he does. Austin Sims, and here he goes, trying to put a move on, but look at the defense. The help is there, and they're not giving Grant Austin Sims anywhere to go. He's already a smaller guy at like 6'3", not too small in high school, but not the biggest guy that's going to just impose his will on you in the paint. And these guys are meeting Grant Austin Sims right there and help every time. We know he's going to see things like that in the high school scene more often. And there we go. Good layup right there. Shout out to my guy Malik Brooks. Shout out to Michael Simmons. Thaddeus Hill. Yes, sir. The SBA guys are in the building. Sailors has the rock. Sailors surveying the floor. Step back. Midi for Sailors. Off the glass, and it is good. That's what I'm saying. This team has to get something going, man. 5 for 22. 23% from the field. And the Holy Rams are shooting 60%. Like, they are dominating Combine Academy in this game right now. Combine Academy has to find a way to turn up and get themselves some offense, man. Grant Austin Sims has to figure it out. Big time players step up in big time moments. 3-pointer off the screen, off the mark for Grant Austin Sims. And maybe the guy is cold, man. Maybe the guy is cold. That might be his first shot coming late in this second quarter. And he is the guy for this Combine Academy team. So I'm not sure what's going on, but Grant looking like he's trying to battle back and compete. Gets the rebound, pushes it up on his own, passes it to Sailors. Sailors trying to force it, but ew, those bigger guys of Word of God are going to stop you down there. Sailors has to kick that out and get a better look. Carter kicks it to Fisher. Fisher for the midi, and it is good. Word of God is running Combine Academy out the gym here in this North Carolina State Championship game. And much like the Texas game where Kimball started off and really punched Duncanville in the mouth, and Duncanville really couldn't recover. They tried to, but then late in the game, you know, Gary and them guys stepped back up. I feel like we're kind of seeing the similar thing play out here with Combine Academy and Word of God. So gonna be interesting to see how this thing plays out in the second half. But right now in the first half, I have to say that, you know, Word of God has really controlled things in this one. They have really controlled things. Grant Austin Sims has been in a box, step back shot off the mark. Great defense right there from number 14. Fisher with the rock. He gets it to Unsaid. Unsaid to Carter. Let's see. Carter back to Fisher. Fisher wants the three, and it hits off the back of the rim. No good. Bill. Okay, Bill wants to pace himself for a minute. Bill to Nelson. Nelson off the screen. 3-pointer from Nelson is good. The point forward, Nelson knocking down the 3-pointer off the double screen. And that's the one thing that made Combine Academy so dangerous all state season long. They have these bigs that can really stretch the floor, put it on the floor as well, and dribble. Fisher is really their only true big man. Fisher and I would say Thomas, those are like the truer big men. The rest of these guys are like smaller forwards that can put the ball on the ground. So right now that hasn't worked in their favor. Usually it does because they're quicker than the other bigs. However, Word of God had done a good job of staying in front of these smaller guys and not letting anything go in easy. And pardon me, I was saying Fisher. I meant to say Appling. Appling, the big for Combine Academy. And nice move right there in transition as Word of God is going to pick up another basket. Bill with it. Let's see what Bill could do. Bill gets it to Thomas. Thomas with the shot off the mark. And that's why I'm tweaking, because Fisher and Appling look a bit alike. Unsaid with the rock. And I'm talking about the Fisher on Combine Academy and Appling. Both of those guys with the braids, the big guys. But Fisher has a bit of a mismatch right now. Not too much, though. Appling is a power forward, but he is a little bigger. Fisher's going to want to exploit that, though. And Fisher trying to skip through. Almost had him. But it's not going to go at the buzzer, even though he's going to get his own rebound. Halftime, guys. Let me get those halves in the chat. Not too exciting here in this one right now, as honestly, Word of God has just really came out here and really ran away with this one in the first half. Shout out to Coach Honcho having his guys ready. And it's been a well-oiled, machine thus far. It hasn't really been any one person, I think, taking over the game for Word of God. Madison did hit about 3 threes in the first half, but You know, like, to be honest, yeah, man, it wasn't like a one-man show. It's been a team effort. Key players right now: Major Nelson, 7 points, 50% shooting from the three-point line, 40% from the field, and then AJ Quinn, 6 points, 3 blocks, and 4 assists for Word of God. Shout out to all my guys in the chat, but it is definitely looking good. Strong half, Word of God, says Coach Honcho. Sweep the leg, show no mercy. Coach Honcho trying to have his guys locked in and going for the kill. Can't be mad at him with that one. Shout out to my guy Glover in the building as well. My guy Glover said cooking. And yes, those guys are cooking. Just a very good team effort. Like I said, 7 points for Major Nelson. Nothing else doing for him. He's really one of those point forward guys that I was talking about. And then AJ Quinn, of course, 6.6 rebounds for Word of God. He's really been stepping it up, but it wasn't a one-man thing for Word of God. They really been just playing really, really good as a team unit. And that's what you like to see, man. That shows me that Coach Honcho, really watched his team and implemented a game plan in which they're just having success as a whole. So, yeah, man, big shout out to those guys. Pardon me if you guys feel like my energy is a bit down. Like I said, I'm still a bit sick, so I'm trying to fight through it, trying to keep the energy up. But I do still feel a little funny. Nice pick and roll from McBride and Gas. And look at the stifling defense once again of Word of God. Adrian Robinson on the alley-oop, and that was passed by Quinn. Shout out to Quinn, the power forward, man. Pushing it up the floor and throwing that alley-oop. That was beautiful. Sailors with the rock. Sailors with it. Thought he wanted to isolate for a minute. He gets it to Wade. It looks like they want to get Gas open. Gas for 3. That's his bread and butter. Knockdown. Swiss cheese. And this Grant Austin Sims gonna wake up in this second half. Big time players step up in big time moments. And Grant Austin Sims, your team needs you to turn up in this second half if they want any shot of winning this state title. Let's see what he got. Farrell Reigns wants to answer back, and Farrell answering the 3 right back. Grant Austin Sims, anything you can do, I can do better, says Farrell Reigns on that one. And now Grant looking like he wants to go right back, but Jay-Sean Carter Jr., the lockdown athletic guy, with the steal, passes it to Adrian Robinson for the 3, and A-Rob knocked it down. AR-15 with the chop on that play. Whoa, he definitely might earn that AR-15 name with that one. The big man, Adrian Robinson, knocking the 3 down in transition. Gotta love it. Wade with the rock. Those guys are on Grant Austin Sims. I told you guys, man. Definitely tough for Gas right now. Sailors with it. Sailors wants to step back. He's been forcing some things, forced that, but he knocks it down on Adrian Robinson. I told you, these bigs of Combine Academy are smaller, but these guys can put the ball on the floor and they can create their own shot. Jay-Sean Carter with the rock. Let's see what Carter Jr. has. He wants to get it to A-Rob. A-Rob trying to force it, but great defense from Sailors. I told you guys, don't let the size fool you. These guys can play defense, and Adrian Robinson still having a decent night. But that was good defense right there. And Grant Austin Sims with the lethal pull-up in the face of Farrell Reigns. That was a dead-eye shot right there from Gas. And Gas is trying to activate, but Farrell gets an opportunity himself to answer right back. Wide open, but off the mark with that one. 23-41. Can Grant keep it going? Grant still giving the ball up, not trying to force things. I like that. Let the game come to you, young fella, because Farrell Reigns is a decent defender. That shot off the mark by Wade. He has to hit that. Rebounded by Adrian Robinson, who gives it to Madison. Madison has looked good in this first half. Let's see if he can keep it up. Carter with the rock. Wants to get it to Madison. They're trying to get that rock to Madison, and the three-pointer is no good. Good closeout right there. He fought through those picks. Wade fought through those picks to get that good closeout. Love the effort. Grant Austin Sims gets it to Sailors. Sailors hand off to Gas. Gas skipping through that lane, and he's blocked by Quinn. And this is what I'm telling you. Grant is trying to force it now because he knows that it's on him. But look at the bigs of Word of God in help, meeting Grant Austin Sims at that line every time. Farrell Reigns, another good look from 3, but just off the mark with that one. Farrell Reigns can knock that down. Missed 2 though, and another dunk right there from McBride. Tough dunk in the paint right there for McBride. Good pass from Wade. And it looks like Combine Academy is trying to string it together slowly but surely. Jay-Sean Carter with it. Farrell Reigns wants the three, and Farrell gets that one to go. Grant Austin Sims are going to have to fight through those picks a little better, or they're going to have to do something as a team. Switch, hedge, catch hedge, hard hedge, ice, something. Because if you keep letting Farrell Reigns shoot that, he is going to knock it down. Trust me. They got to help gas on these double screens or these little screens, or they got to start telling them to go over and catch hedging them or something. You cannot let Farrell Reigns kill you from that three-point line all night. And now Combine wants a timeout. I'm not mad at them. They had a bit of momentum. They're trying to keep it going. Let's see if the timeout helps. Shout out to my guy Trey in the building. Trey tuned in. Grant Austin Sims gets it to Sailors. Sailors wants to screen and then elects to take the three. I'm not sure if I like that shot. Sailors has to prove to me that he can knock that down consistently before I'll be happy with that. And I told you, man, this Combine Academy team likes to spread the floor, get these shooting bigs involved, but Fletcher can hit that and he misses, but A-Rob cleaning it up. And now A-Rob trying to activate a little bit in this second half. I've liked the game I've seen from A-Rob. Really picking his spots, not really a ball. He don't need the ball every second, but he still gets it done. Pierce knocking down a three. Cha-ching. And Pierce, another user, man, that has to step up. I want to see this guy step up. Really want to see what this kid got. Right now, the users of Combine Academy is being held a bit dismal. And I know Pierce is going to have a hard time because Jay-Sean Carter is a lockdown, an athletic lockdown at that. So he's definitely going to have trouble being undersized trying to score against him. But who knows? Maybe he could prove me wrong. And as I say that, he gets blocked on that one. Quinn pushing it up the floor. He wants to get it to A-Rob. A-Rob spinning. A-Rob looking to work in a post. He has a baby, and A-Rob taking the defenders to school on that one. That's just too easy. If you got a smaller guy on him like that, he's gonna fry you. And this is what I love about A-Rob. Just picks his spots very well and a very, very efficient shooter, man. He even hit a three earlier. You gotta love the effort. And right now, this guy Sailor is really trying to up it and taking matters into his own hands. Averages are not accurate, but Sailors, man, not sure if Combine coach wants to run things through him, but I can understand it, man. You know, we got these stretch bigs. They got the bigger bigs of Word of God, and right now the bigger bigs are still trying to camp in the paint to help. So I understand why, you know, the forwards of Combine Academy is getting a rock more right now, but they just not being effective. So that's a great strategy actually by the coaching staff of Word of God, man, to keep those bigs helping and forcing Grant Austin Sims in to use it Pierce to kick it to Sailors and Nelson, man. Major Nelson is really on the shoulders of Major Nelson, Appling, McBride, and the rest of that big unit, man. And here goes Major Nelson, three-pointer off the mark. I told you guys, like, that strategy is money for Word of God right there. That's their bread and butter. They got the bigger lineup, so they're trying to suffocate them on the interior, forcing them to take outside shots. And right now, Combine Academy hasn't really been making them pay. Farrell Reigns with the rock, gets it to Jones. Jones surveying the floor. Let's see what Jones has. He has 13 seconds, and they're utilizing that clock very well to get the shot that they want. Farrell Reigns with the rock, though. Great defensive possession, if I'm being honest, from Combine Academy. But they're gonna get bailed out right at the shot clock, as Bill's going to be called with the foul. Farrell Reigns headed to the penny counter for two. Farrell Reigns, 2 free throws on the way. And is the first one good? Yes. 10 viewers live. Hit that like button if you haven't already, fellas. I appreciate you in advance. Shout out to my guys Zanati. Had a good game in the rec game, which was the last game we aired on our channel. If you aren't in tune yet, be sure to go look back at some of our content, man. A lot of dope stuff on our channel. Fastest growing simulation league out there. And Farrell Reigns not going to count his second penny. Can Combine Academy capitalize off of this? Let's see. Ending the third quarter, Appling with the rock. Appling gets it to Bill. Bill The backup PG gets it to Major Nelson. Major Nelson wants the 3, and Major Nelson is struggling in this game. I told you they're giving their smaller forwards those shots, and they are not making the bigger forwards pay, and the bigger forwards are really taking them to school on the inside of Word of God. So this was just a game of styles, if I'm being honest, and the style of Word of God is heavily favored in this matchup. Them going with the bigger guys while Combine goes with the smaller guys, it is really working in their favor. Pharaoh Reigns forcing that off the mark, a heave, and now we're headed to the 4th quarter, guys. Let me get those 4s in the chat. 19-point lead in favor of Word of God. Shout out to my guy Honcho for having his Word of God team ready, man. I love the way these guys are looking. They're not looking like a one-man team. They're not even looking like a 2-man team right now. They're very much looking like a well-oiled unit, and that's what happens when you have a coach, man, that's putting in the work. He's been very he's been putting in the communication with his guys, putting in a game plan, and hats off to my guy Honcho, man. And the crazy part is I did put in a pretty good game plan for Word of God. I mean, for Combine Academy. I went with Grand Austin Sims, of course, with the most touches and the most having the biggest shot tendency. But right now, you know, the bigs of Word of God is just making it tough. Ewan with the shot. And speaking of the bigs, Ewan, the big man for Word of God, backup big man at that, knocking down a tough mid-range shot. Tough mid-range shot, gotta love it. Pierce with the tough 3, and Combine Academy has to get better shots than that. Get Grant Austin Sims the ball. Another 2-minute scoring drought for Combine Academy. And there goes that guy, Bryant, right there with another basket. Was it Bryant or is it Madison? Pardon me. I believe it's Madison. My bad. Wade with the rock. Wade gets it to Pierce. Pierce trying to go up against Jayshawn Carter Jr. That is not going to work out. Jayshawn Carter Jr. is a lockdown, an athletic lockdown defender. Pierce, you are a smaller guard, a 6'2" scoring guard. I get that you're a scorer, but with this lockdown on you like that, it's going to be very hard to get off. And look at them on Grant Austin Sims. Just take a look, man, at how Pharaoh Reigns is in his pocket everywhere he goes. Look at how the team is communicating and making sure he doesn't get anything. But great move right there from Wade. Wade went with the floater, missed, but got his own board and put back. And gotta love that effort right there. That's the effort they're going to need to stay in this game. Jayshawn Carter trying to skip through that lane. The smaller Pierce, though, doing a good on Jayshawn Carter. Jayshawn Carter, not too much of an offensive player, but he is an interior scorer. He's super athletic. He can throw it on you. You got to be careful with him. But Pierce, the little guy, trying to screw in a light bulb. And I didn't like the shot call, but the ref is going to bail him out with the foul. And let's see if Pierce can count his pennies. Word of God is definitely going to need it. First free throw on its way, and it is good. 33-53 in favor of WOG. And Grant Austin Sims is headed to the bench. Whoa. Headed to the bench. State championship, down 20. 6:22 left. He did play a lot, but I'm not sure Grant should be headed to the bench in this 4th quarter at all with Combine Academy down in this game. I understand the defensive effort, and it looks like Coach just wanted to put a bug in Grant Austin Sims' ear as he's headed right back to the table. But there goes that man, AR-15. It sounds weird hearing me say that because I used to be AR-15. But shout out to my guy, A-Rob. He came to the league and brought great energy. And this young guy has a ton of potential. This young big man has a lot of potential. But he's going to have to knock down those pennies. Missing that one, that'll have a team coming back in a hurry. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And let me get a hashtag HS1 in the chat, fellas. Let's go. SBA community, turn me up. Baba TV in the building. Zanati in the building. Juice in the building. Eric Ashley, a.k.a. Ash Erickson. Pharaoh Reigns is in the building. Ariel Severio, yes, sir. The community is in full effect, and A-Rob knocking down the free throw, 54-34. Word of God doing what they do, Sailors. And we're okay. Combine Academy got their team takeover. Gas, Midi, good. And there we go, man. Get this guy Gas the rock. I believe Gas has maybe 8 points in this game, but you gotta think that that is not what he's happy about. We've seen this kid go off in a wreck. We've seen him play outstanding in camp. And as Gas knocks down that shot, look at Pharaoh Reigns, the tribal chief, coming right back in an and one. Old-fashioned three-point play for Pharaoh Reigns. He said, all right, Gas, you think you got something, but I got something for you. And right now, I just don't think it's fair for Gas, man. Pharaoh Reigns has the luxury of that coach, and this teammates really putting on right now, while Grant Austin Sims is on an island right now by himself. Grant Austin Sims looks like he's on an island right now, just drowning. His teammates not giving him too much help. His coach trying to get him involved, but if I'm just being honest, man, it's looking tough. The defense is stifling right now. Quinn in the paint. Good defensive effort right there. They're trying to work it inside out. But I'm not liking this. And the tribal chief with another basket. Pharaoh Reigns, 20 points on 7 of 11 shooting. The tribal chief is in his bag in his state championship, and he's going right at Grant Austin Sims and getting a bucket right now. Gotta love it. Good shot right there from McBride. And that one works, but they're going to need some more baskets and some stops. Madison in that lane. Beautiful move, but even better defense from Wade. Wade pushing it up the floor. Let's see what Wade has. Wade surveying. Wade wants the screen. Wade gets the screen from Sailor. He's trying to put a move on Madison, though. And Wade, is Wade taking matters into his own hands? Yes, he is, but he scores the basket. And this is the thing, man. A lot of these guys going one-on-one right now. A lot of guys playing isolation ball for Combine Academy. And I think that the defensive assignment is just working for Coach Honcho right now. He's really suffocating Combine Academy and not allowing anything on the interior. And then they're closing out on shots well. So unless Coach can start drawing up some better sets for these guys, it is not looking good. Ew. Ugly shot by Wade. And Baron Wade, what are you doing? Baron Wade having a terrible outing in this one. Bryant for 3. And Bryant, pardon me, I keep saying Bryant. Madison for 3. Madison knocks it down, and he's really been having his way with Wade in this one, if I'm being honest. And it looks like Wade is trying to go right back at him, but misses, gets his own rebound, and actually scores. So Wade is putting something together, but it's not as nice. He's forcing it a bit, if I'm being honest. Gotta love the competitiveness of Wade, but he is definitely forcing things. Down 20 with 3 minutes left. Let's see if Combine Academy has one last trick up their sleeves in this state championship matchup. Want to see if Grant Austin Sims starts to take over, or at least try. Look at the help. Look at the help from Madison when Grant has the rock. Just peep how these guys are guarding and help. I'm not sure what Coach Honcho put the help on, but these guys are making sure they are one pass away every time out. And that has to be very frustrating for Combine Academy. Sailor's stuck, nowhere to go. Grant, 2 seconds left on the clock, has to give it to Wade. Wade putting up a prayer, and ugly possession for Combine Academy, but a great defensive possession for Word of God. And now Word of God just ticking that clock down. Gotta like it. Look at Adrian Robinson at the top of the key, dribbling it through, and almost had a basket there, but that one off the mark. Good defense from Word of God, but Word of God has to put something together fast, man. If they don't, they're going to be in trouble. Sailors trying to skip through, almost loses the ball. Ugly possession again, and the rebound secured by AR-15. Gives it to the tribal chief with 2 minutes left in the game. Word of God with the rock, just taking their time and really drowning this Combine Academy GOATS team. It is looking like Combine Academy is going to be put up on a shelf a minute and 40. Nice move from Madison, and Madison just had his way with Wade in this one. Baron Wade could not do nothing with David Madison, and David Madison might got some scouts hitting his line after this. The generic. Good steal right there. Turnover from Sailor, and ew, man. I do not like how Combine Academy came out in this matchup. These guys usually are a fast-paced team, high-scoring team, and that's just not what we saw. Grant Austin Sims usually an electric scorer, an aggressive scorer, but in this one, I don't even think I seen the aggression that I would like out of him. Granted, he does have some defensive. He is going against some defensive guards. I'm still not gonna. I still don't like that. Still don't like it, if I'm honest. Still don't agree with it. I still think he should have forced things. You might as well force it if your team isn't giving you anything. And I see. I guess I get why he didn't force it. Those two bigs camping in the paint with a lockdown and Jayshawn Carter. However, man, Grant Austin Sims, you're that guy. You have to take matters into your own hands, man. I think that made the difference. He didn't shoot terrible, but Word of God is going to be your state champions out of North Carolina, guys. Headed into the national season, Word of God is going to have a chip on their shoulders. Shout out to the whole Word of God team and organization. Shout out to Coach Honcho, as these guys got it done. The next generation of the SBA is in full effect, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in with me. 64-42. So a very good defensive effort for Word of God. In high school, they have this mantra. You want to keep every team, at 40 points or less. You want to keep them under 40, 10 points a quarter. And that's what we got here, man. So seeing some guys getting interviewed. Jayshawn Carter, the lockdown, did his job in this one, because boy was the defense suffocating. And AJ Quinn is going to get player of the game. So think about that. None of the users even got player of the game. AJ Quinn and David Madison stepped up big time for Word of God. And that's the work put in by the coach, because look how the role players of the other team just outplayed, most of the other role players or supporting cast of Combine Academy. Combine Academy really just looked lost out there, guys. Didn't like the effort from them. Pharaoh Reigns, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 1 turnover on the night. No assists for the point guard, but he had 7 for 11 from the field, 4 for 7 from the 3-point line, and 2 for 3 from the penny stripe. Big shout out to the Tribal Chief. He had a very good game in this one. House of Ramos. Shout out to my guy House of Ramos Gaming. Yes, sir. You're just a bit late, man. The game just ended. But we had a ton of content on the channel today, so be sure to tune in. And we also have an overseas game coming up soon. David Madison, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists on the night, 1 block, 1 turnover, 6 of 10 from the field, 4 of 6 from the 3-point line. And the small forward / power forward, David Madison. He's a generic, guys. An 81 overall generic, 19 years old, 6'8". And this guy's a problem, guys. That guy is definitely a problem. He definitely has some pretty good stats as a generic. I had to check up just now on what was his strengths. He's a knockdown 3-point shooter for sure. So definitely keep your eyes on that guy. And Adrian Robinson as well, one of those guys, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 6 of 11 from the field, 1 for 1 from the 3-point line. And you gotta love it. AJ Quinn definitely had a full stat line, and that made the difference for these guys. 6 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 4 blocks. 4 blocks. Think about that, guys. And he's a defensive big, and then their shooting guard is a lockdown. So it's pretty crazy. Their shooting guard is like a pure lockdown. This guy right here, Jaden Carter Jr. I was calling him Jay Sean, pardon me. This guy's a pure lockdown right here. He just put interior finishing, defense, and athleticism. In defense, he put first, athleticism second. No, he put athleticism first, defense second, and interior scoring. So, like, this guy right here is a problem on the defensive end. And look at what he did at the guard position. 3 blocks, 1 steal. He was 0 for 3. But his matchup didn't do anything. He also helped contain Grant Austin Sims, and that was what was needed big time. Yeah, man. So this is a good game for Word of God. They got it done. Let me get my stats for my stat guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already, or if you're on your way out, definitely hit that like button. Appreciate you guys for supporting. I'm still going to show the highlights and stuff, so stay tuned. Stick with me. I'm going to go over the stats for Combine too. But if you do have to head out, make sure you hit that like button, guys. Got to start getting these likes up on these videos. My guy Duke Spliff let me know. He said we got to start paying attention to that. One of my staff members, he said, yo, we got to get these likes up. So appreciate you guys, man. Let's get these likes up. Grant Austin Sims. This is what I mean by you got to take matters into your own hands, my guy. 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, but 3 for 6, 2 for 4. You shot 50%. You just didn't shoot enough. And that's surprising because usually this guy puts them up. So you got to think he was uncomfortable by the defensive prowess of Word of God. They had those big guys down there. Think about Adrian Robinson was at the 4. AJ Quinn was at the 5. He had 4 blocks. And then Jay Sean Carter the lockdown. So I get why Grant Austin Sims wasn't going to the paint. He's a smart guy. But you got to take a little more shots than that. And nobody in double figures. And everybody shooting negative besides Gas. Look at that, guys. Everybody shot negative outside of Gas. Wow. So really just a great defensive effort from Word of God. And once again, hats off to them Word of God guys and Coach Honcho, man. I feel like they were really, really prepared for this game. I didn't run any tests with Combine against Word of God before this. And I'm from the looks of things, I think Coach Honcho just put in a better game plan. I think he just outworked me. I was trying to go with the speed of these guys because as you can see, guys like Sailors, 83 3-pointer, 88 mid-range, 92 close shot. You know what I'm saying? Like they have 83 ball handle at the power forward. Look at this, guys. 88 pass IQ. Like look at these generics. These generics in high school is good. So I went with like a stretch, you know, like a stretch lineup, 7-8. I went with like a fast lineup with these guys. I thought it would work out because they have big men that could ball handle. Look at the other big man with an 82. You get what I'm saying? 90 offensive consistency. So I thought that I put in a pretty decent game plan, even though I didn't test too much. But obviously, Coach Honcho put in a lot more work. And you know, with the CPU teams, there's not too much I could do. I will let Grant Austin Sims switch up whatever he wants to switch up for this team because this guy is a committed member. So I'm definitely going to let him switch up whatever he wants with this team. Any playbooks he's comfortable with, you know, whatever lineups and things of that nature he's comfortable with, I'll let him eventually do. But for this state championship, I kind of wanted guys to just go off of the foul that I sent them and, you know, see what their team was about. So headed into the national schedule, you know, expect to see changes and for all of these teams for real. Now that they get to see the adjustments and get to see what each team looks like. And we're going to keep this thing rolling, man. This thing was fun, and I appreciate you guys, man. Coach Honcho was definitely lab ready. I see when I'm going against some user coaches, I got to really get in my bag. So that's why I'm glad we had these state championships to test the water before the national schedule, because now I'm in my bag. But this made for some great storyline content. Definitely going to talk about how Grant Austin Sims wasn't aggressive enough, but the defense was really on him. So, you know, it's not really his fault. Pharaoh Reigns, Tribal Chief, I did say he had a good game. Let's get into his highlights. That 3 that bobbled home, another 3. He shot it very efficiently. And then I feel like he just is such a fierce competitor. Every time Grant Austin Sims got a good play on him, he just wanted to come back with a nice play, and that was a beautiful Euro step from him right there. And Pharoah Reigns, man, just did his thing. He's not much of a playmaking point guard, but he's definitely a bucket, and he definitely can defend pretty well as well. But this guy, Madison, David Madison, was the surprise of the night, and I think this generic small forward / power forward, he came into this thing unranked, but Coach Honcho was telling me, watch out for this guy. And I think by the end of the national season, this kid, David Madison, has a very big chance of landing some top colleges as well as maybe even getting ranked. So shout out to David Madison, the generic. He looked really good. And you guys knew I was going to come with the generics. You knew I was going to come with the generics. I did the generics the same way that I did in every other series, though. I let 2K make them, but what I did was I put them on teams before users. So, because I never want users to think I'm, putting generics or trying to stack a team. So I always put generics before the users. And of course, generics always have, they don't be better than the users, but they have one thing that they do that's a bit OP than what a user is able to get. So in Madison's case, it's his shooting. He's going to be, really average in every other area, but he's going to be a knockdown shooter. That's kind of the build that I feel like 2K went for, and I went for with, just building him as a generic. And keep your eyes on the prize, guys. AJ Quinn, another one of those generics that stepped up big time. Not one of the tallest guys as a center, but as you can see, gets the job done. Him and Adrian Robinson is going to wreak havoc on the national scene, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. He was just swatting things left and right. Look at the help. Every time. I told you guys, Coach Honcho was not playing. He must have knew these, faster guys was going to try to beat guys off the dribble to create shots. And he just really packed the paint with those guys and forced a very tough night. So let me make sure I get the stats one more time. Hashtag our league. Olin in the building. Stats. Got to make sure you get your stats, Olin. I'm over here double checking, my guy. But yeah, man, it was definitely a fun game to watch. And I'm super excited to see what's up with high school, man. These high school guys got to get a bit more active, though. Need to see some more activity out of my high school guys. They've been waking up, but I noticed that they only come to their games. If they ain't playing, some of them guys be like, I ain't tuning in. But we still appreciate the love, man. And let's see Gas, man. You gotta shoot that ball a little more. Gotta shoot that ball a little more, Gas. I get it. I know that they got lockdowns. I know that they got two very good defensive bigs and bigger bigs. But, man, I'd rather you shoot 3 for 20 in the state championship game before you, only shoot 6 shots, even if the defense is making it hard and they're locking down. I just want to see you shoot more, my guy. Sailor looked decent at times, but sometimes the bigs definitely made him uncomfortable. But I will tell you guys, watch out for Sailor. Watch out for Sailor and Major Nelson, man. Those two guys are going to be some pretty good stretch bigs. Major Nelson didn't get too much time in this one, and I know that's due to the size. Major Nelson actually is a starter on Combine, but due to he starts power forward. And you got to think, I'm not going to start him as a 6'5" power forward. Look at his overall. He's 78, 6'5" power forward. And he's good, and he can shoot, and he can stretch the floor. He can dribble and all of that, right? But I can't have this guy going against Adrian Robinson. Like, you get what I'm saying? I can't. So I had to have lower overall bigs, and like the stretch bigs, the taller, lower overall bigs go against the bigs of Word of God. And then the times that the smaller, forwards did come in, it just wasn't enough. So honestly, it was just out coaching by Coach Honcho. If I'm being honest, I went with the smaller because I had to. I tried to implement the bigger. Pat McBride, who doesn't really start. He's a 71 overall, but I had to match the bigger guys of Word of God. And I think that really threw off the game plan of, Grant Austin, Sims, and company. So, yeah, man, it was definitely an interesting game. But shout out to those guys, man. They tried to do all they could. And bigger shout out to Word of God, man, because those guys are going home state champions. And stay tuned, man. You know I'm gonna drop that graphic for y'all tomorrow, and I also will work on a reel for you guys. Don't tie me on it, but if I can, we're gonna get that done tomorrow. I have a lot to do tomorrow, but I'm definitely gonna try to work on that during the day. And tomorrow's gonna be an off day, guys. I have a lot to do in the studio tomorrow, so just warning you guys. We still gonna get into that OT1 matchup before the night is done. And appreciate you guys for rocking with us, man. I'm gonna get you guys the team stats, which is very lopsided. I knew that was gonna look like this. 29% from the field for Combine Academy, 29% from the 3-point line, and that is just terrible. 49% from the field for Word of God. It's a very good effort, and then 45% from the 3-point line. So that just a good effort, good coaching, good discipline by the players, good execution tonight. And I tip my hat to Word of God, man. Combine Academy, you know, hopefully they shake this off, go back to the drawing board, and come back to the national scene with a bang. Big shout out to Word of God, though. Once again, congratulations on the state championship. It's your boy, Commish Mula of the SBA, Simulation Basketball Association. If you haven't already, subscribe, man. Drop a comment. Let us know you want to get involved with the community. And also follow us on IG at SBA.2K, man. This is fastest growing simulation league out there. Trust me, you're not going to get this much depth anywhere else, this much storylines and engagement. And I love my community, man. So let me get a hashtag HS1 if you're still with me before we get out of here. And also drop our league if you're with me, guys. Peace.